Hi viewers, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk to lawyer Kojo Asare Bediako, and he's going to take us through his life journey to becoming a lawyer and his experiences at the bar. Please stay tuned, like, share and comment, and please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm so happy to have you here.
The pleasure is all mine. I'm also glad to be with you here.
For now, let's start with your childhood. How has it been growing up? Yeah. How has
My
it
childhood.
been? Yes.
The experience has been good because I had a privilege of being with my parents and then my siblings too. That's my two sisters. So it was more of a rosy kind of experience or feeling. Because whatever that I needed, my parents were there to provide, and then my sisters were also there to give me those kind of sisterly support and then sisterly love and everything. So for me, growing up was not so difficult. It was all good and then nice. That's what I can say with regards to the growing up.
So, what of your education? So, how has it been?
With my education, I have gone through so many institutions or schools. So from my primary level to my tertiary level to where I am currently, I can talk about going through like 6 institutions. So primary level, I started with Konebi Yadom to New Tafo Baptist. Then from New Tafo Baptist to Grace Baptist. Then I went to Tia Media Secondary School. Then from Tia Media Secondary School, I went to the University of Cape Coast. Then from University of Cape Coast, I came to KUST for my LLB degree. And then after LLB degree, I went to the law school, then came back to KUST again for my master's. So you realize that I've been through series of institutions.
So you went into UCC to do what course exactly?
Oh, UCC, I did, at the end of the day, I had BA Arts. That's the name of the certificate.
At what point did you decide to switch from the BA Arts into the law?
Okay, basically, all my life, I had always desired to be a lawyer.
Okay.
So that was what was always moving me or guiding me. So when I went to UCC, the reason I went to UCC was because I couldn't get the courses that I wanted. That's in LLB at KUST. KUST gave me a different course. University of Ghana also gave me a different course. And then comparing the courses that KUST gave and the University of Ghana gave and that of UCC, I found that UCC own was much more appealing. So I had to resort to the UCC one, go through it 4 years, and then come back again, and then come and do what I have passion for.
Okay, so it was something you really planned.
Yes, it was something that was planned.
How was the law school experience? I mean, from the faculty, how was it?
The faculty, every activity you see me around. Social activities, academic activities. I was part of everything that went on KUST campus, including even student litigation, student politics and everything. So for me, it was more like the school passing through me and not me passing through the school, because I really experienced each and every bit of KUST.
I see. So you see, there is this struggle from the faculty into the Ghana School of Law. How was yours? Did you go through that struggle where people do first, second, third? Some people are still even struggling to get into the Ghana law school?
You know, we adopted a strategy that when I say we, I'm talking about myself and then some of my friends,
Yes.
Noah, Ephraim, Alphonse, and some of my friends. We adopted a strategy. Immediately we got to first year KUST LLB, we decided to fish out and then get some of our seniors around to take us through the courses. So I remember contacting who is now my senior at the bar, Ebo Date, and then Equia Ampong, Sewa, yes. We contacted all these people and they were of great help to us. So when we also got to second year and then third year, we also took it upon ourselves that we will have a kind of a mentorship program for those in first year and then second year, so that we will mentor them, take them through the constitutional law and other courses, so that by the time that we are in final year and then we are preparing to write the exam, we will not go back and then be reading these things again, but because constantly we are teaching those who are behind us, we'll be able to get those things fresh in our minds, so that once we are done with it, yes, it was a kind of a revision stage for us, taking these people through the mentorship programs and everything. So that was our strategy. And then at the end of the day, God being so good, we wrote once, and then we
if I understand what you are saying, it means that the law is not something that you can do on your own. You need other people.
Oh yes, The law profession itself is not an isolated island. There are always supposed to be people around to also help, people around to also give you guidance and everything. You cannot on your own succeed in this kind of law, that's in this kind of profession. So I, being at the law faculty and then even being at the law school, you need your mates, because there are certain things that you will not understand, or the way you understand it is different from what really the lecturer wanted to say. And then if you go to the exams with the way you understood it, it will be that is wrong and you might fail. So once you have these friends around, different ideas, different angles and everything, once you get into the examination, you can even give out all these ideas, all these, because it is law. It is not a static. It depends on how you argue your matter or your case.
How was the feeling? How was the excitement like? Your first time being in court, after being in court to the bar. How was it? How did you sleep the night before your first day in court?
Let me tell you one thing. Being in law school, even though we had friends around, it was difficult, all right, but with persistence and then with the grace of God, we were able to go through it. When prior to even the call to the bar, when our results came, and then I saw my name as part of those who are to be called, that feeling alone was kind of a different thing altogether. So at that particular point, I remember that very day chilling myself as in trying to get some pizza and then some kind of drinks to at least just so that joy and everything was continuous till the very day, that is on the 17th of December 2020, when I was called and I had the privilege of greeting the Chief Justice and then bowing to him, and then it was so awesome. It was so awesome.
So what was your first case experience? Can you share with me?
My first case experience, I don't know whether it was a setup or it was what, but then I went to court with my senior. And then, by the way, shout outs to my senior. He has been of a great source of inspiration to me. That's the current bar president, Yawe Champon Boafo, and then also Kofi Boateng Pepra. They have been of a great inspiration to me. I went to court with them. I was there, and then we were there, and then he said, oh, he needed to step out to go and do something. So he just gave me the file. And then this was the Court of Appeal where the three wise men were sitting. So I waited, and then thinking that they will be coming. So it was with the Court of Appeal, how they do their things, they've listed the cases already. So once they call, you know when they are supposed to call your case or when it will be your turn. So they call the first one. We're on the 7th, we're on number 7 on the list. So they call the first, second, and third, fourth. Then when they called the fourth, I quickly sneaked out and then went to call my senior. And it was like, oh, you'll be there very soon. They called the fifth, the sixth. I went and then I called him, and then he told me that I am also a lawyer, so I should go through the documents and then face them. At that point in time, when he told me this, and I came back to the room, I started having these small sweating kind of, and I was like, hey, wow, what kind of situation are they trying to put me in? So I just decided to gather courage and then go through the file. God being so good, it was just an emotion, and it was a one-sided application. So I went through it, and then God being so, I was able to say it. But when I came back to the office,
that's when
the way they were laughing at me, I was like, wow. So this thing was kind of a setup. But all in all, it was a good experience. It was a good experience.
So have you ever walked out of court and you felt like you could have argued your case in a certain way that you didn't?
No, I don't recollect any kind of situation like that, because mostly our court system is such a way that everything are documented. So even like, for example, even if it's a motion that previously you were supposed to have argued on, for like someone will file an injunction, you're supposed to argue on it and then convince the court why the court should grant the injunction. Now, once you file the injunction, you are supposed to file something you call a statement of case. So it's more like the arguments that you would have been in court and then delivered to the judge. You have written them down and then supported it with your cases. So it is not that advocacy kind of thing that we used to have. So unless maybe at times some of the judges want you to do some 5 minutes, 3 minutes convincing why you think that the person should, or the application that you brought should be granted to you. So I have never regretted, or I've never had that kind of feeling before.
Lawyer, if you are given 2 to 3 minutes to educate the public about something like a matter on the law, what would you say? Let me say I'm giving you 2 minutes to educate the public about something on the law.
Okay, what I want to educate the public will be in relation to land acquisition.
Okay.
Because I realize that most of the cases in our various courts are more on land, or they are land related. Okay. So the little advice that I want to give is that at any point in time when you are going to buy a land, there is something we call due diligence. That's when you are supposed to do your personal investigations as to whether the person that you are buying the land from is the actual owner of the land. Because when you come to this part of our world, that is when you come to Ashanti region, we know that all the lands in Ashanti region, they are all stew lands. So once you know this, then you should realize that if you are going to buy a land and then the land is not owned by a stew, but then it is an individual who is selling the land to you, then you have to find out whether that individual got the land from the stew or not. So you have to do all these background checks. And then also, if you find yourself in Accra, we all know that most of the Accra lands are family lands. individual lands. So you have to also satisfy yourself by doing this background check to know that indeed the person who is selling you the land has title to the land, and that title has been perfected by going through the necessary processes that the person needed to go through before acquiring that land. So that is basically or the advice that I will give to people outside Ghanaians.
Thank you very much, lawyer Kojo Asare Bediako. I'm sure the members of the public have taken notice of this. And thank you too for coming today. We are most grateful for your presence.
I'm also grateful for having me, and I hope that I have been able to do what I was called upon to do. So
yes.
We thank God.
Thank you. We hope to continue this conversation some other time. I pray this won't be our last conversation, but then we'll have it some other time too.
No problem. My doors are always open. So as and when you need my presence, I will make my presence available.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi viewers, and that is it for today. Our conversation with lawyer Kojo Asare Bediako has just come to an end. Please, if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions, comments, anything, just put it in the comment section and we would attend to it. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for staying, and until next time, see ya. Bye.